Hey guys, happy Saturday. I hope you're having a wonderful day. This has been so fun to see more and more of you get added into, this group, this community where we are just sharing our hearts of what it is that we do as coaches. So a lot of you guys know this, but this weekend we are in Destin, Florida. On a leadership retreat. So for those of you who may not know who I am, my name is Amber, and I am the leader of our team. So we started this team called Ignition Mission about 4 years ago, and it's so neat to see what it's turned into. And so this weekend, my husband and I are hosting this retreat for all of our coaches. And so we're just hanging out and really becoming better at what we do, figuring out more and more of this business. And so anyway, I wanted to go live right now because we are out in the living room. We've been hanging out all weekend, just kind of chatting, and we are sharing our stories of how we got into this business. And everyone's story is so different. Some of us had to overcome quite a few obstacles to even think about coaching. I know that was me. I was a mom of 4. I had 4 kids under 4. I didn't think coaching was for me. I thought it was a pyramid scheme, all of those things. And all that I knew is that I had gotten great results from workout programs and nutritionals, and I had to pay it forward. And so I kind of got over my fears, and I said, okay, all I want to do is help one person. And I helped someone. And then that felt really awesome to help them get results. So then I helped another person, and I helped another person. And pretty soon what happened, you guys, is that there was this community of people. And then what happened when they got results is they were like, I've gotten amazing results. Now I want to pay this forward, and I want to help just one person. And so literally the reason that this group is here in this house and the reason that we're all together is because all of us just said, I just want to help one person to feel better about themselves. And now these people are leaders and they are building amazing businesses. But it all started by just taking a chance. And so today we're going to go, and I'm going to go in there. And we're just going to kind of have a little chat. You can come in on it about why they started coaching. And so this is the house that we're in. So fun. And it'll just be really fun to kind of hear, all their different stories. So we've got everyone in here. Just hanging out.
For me and my story, some of you might not know it, but 2.5 years ago is when I finally joined after ignoring Amber for 6 months after she would send me the information. And I was at a point, I was 2 kiddos working full-time as a CPA. And I was 1 year postpartum after my second, and I was just at a really low point in how I felt about myself. On the outside, I looked like I was just like this big bubbly person, but on the inside, I was just really, really struggling. But I looked at it at 2 avenues of one, if this stuff really helps me feel confident and good, then that's awesome. But I was also looking at the avenue of a business, coming with a CPA background and being a big fan of Dave Ramsey, that if we could produce another stream of income where I didn't have to leave my house to help pay off debt, that would be huge. Right. And so with that, I joined and at the same time learned more about coaching. And then by day 10, I had the light bulb moment that, wow, I feel totally, totally different. And I can help other women feel as good as I do after just 10 days of going all in. And so then that's when I dove in and decided to pay it forward and share my journey on social media and impact lives. But I was a little hesitant because of the professional background I had as a CPA, and I was friends with a lot of my clients. And so then I was like, oh my gosh, what are they going to think? I'm never going to post a picture of me in a sports bra. And so I eventually got over sharing my journey. I still didn't post a picture of me in my sports bra, but what I found was that there are so many people in my profession that needed my help as well. When you're working 70-hour weeks and you are struggling with sleep and eating like crap, they needed my help. And by me putting myself out there, I was able to help so many people directly that I worked with and impact lives that way. And so here I am 2.5 years later, surrounded by all of you, which is awesome. But I've had yet another baby, and through that whole pregnancy, continued to, stay on my wellness journey and impact lives, and then share my postpartum journey as well. But through it all, just feeling good about myself and confident, which is what I truly believe in, and creating a sustainable lifestyle for my whole family. And now I stay home with my kids and work in the mom cracks of the day instead of the work cracks of the day, and able to continue to impact lives while producing a stream of income for our family, which is really, really fun.
So cool.
How long have you been home now?
It'll be a year, because she was born in March, and so I was on maternity leave, and during that time I prayed, and God answered that prayer that, yeah, you're supposed to be home. And so, because I loved my job, I just didn't like 70-hour work weeks.
I think that's super important to remember, like, what you said about how there are always people who are in the same boat, and we never think that. I think we all feel very alone in what we do, and like nobody else feels that way. But
I'm just
it's
the
like,
one that doesn't have it together.
And it's totally not the case at all. Like everybody is struggling.
Yes.
In some way.
Yeah.
Yeah. We started at almost the exact same time, but our stories could not really be more different. So it's just so funny how it was 2.5 years ago. Like, I think we joined within a month of one another. But I was a mom stay-at-home mom of 2 under 2, which was a really brilliant time to start a business. It's funny, like most people would think you're crazy, but I was constantly covered in children and craziness, and my husband was gone all the time, but I was like so lonely, and I didn't have any friends that I really got together with. We had recently moved, and I just I needed something. I realized I got to a point in my life, I had always had goals and did things, but now all of a sudden I had my goal, which was to be a stay-at-home mom, and I was really embarrassed and ashamed to admit that I didn't feel fulfilled by it. I felt drained by it, and I needed something else. And also was in the worst shape of my life, emotionally, physically. I mean, I have 2 under 2. So after months of ghosting Amber as well, just not responding to her messages, I reach out, she replies like a normal human, and then I disappeared. I finally decided, okay, I'm gonna do this, and I started coaching and my journey at the exact same time, which a lot of people are really hesitant about. But I look back and think that there was such a beauty about being in the trenches with people at the same time in the beginning that I almost miss that sometimes. I was figuring it out right alongside people, and it made me connect with them so much better and relate to them. So I think that was cool. And I needed this hobby is what I thought at the time. But we couldn't afford for my hobby to cost us money. We were a 1-income family. Money was tight. I think that's just the early 30s struggle, right? Small kids and debt and things. So I had to figure out how to offset my costs so that I could do it, and then maybe make what I call target money. That money that you go to Target and your husband's not pissed for what you buy. I needed that to have that freedom. And I mean, now 2.5 years later, I still stay home with my girls. That has never changed. And it's important that I say that was important to me. So I have made sacrifices. I get up really early, or work through nap time instead of having hangout time during nap time. But I didn't affect their childhood or lifestyle. I was able to grow a business without them having a working mom necessarily, without having to leave them in that way, which was important to me. And so now I make full-time income, staying home with them still, and now they're 4 and 3. And it's just crazy how much different my life looks then. And I just I can't imagine. Now I'm I don't know how I did it. Yeah. But I'm so grateful I did. Yeah. And I'm just grateful I figured it out, and the mom cracks that I had then, and it's entirely changed my family's life completely. Every aspect of my marriage, how I'm a mom, our income, and I just can't even imagine if I hadn't just gone for it.
And I love that as a team, we have the resources to be able to figure it out.
Yes.
Yeah. So when you are struggling, be okay, Erin, I need help with this.
Yeah, I didn't have to do it. It was my business, and I am able to make choices for my business, but I'm never in it alone. Yeah. I have so much support with all of you guys, and we relate on certain things, but we're so different in other ways. But that's really cool, because I'm I don't know, that doesn't make sense, but Bridget can help me with this part of the business, and so it's just such a fun. It's weird how different we all are, but how similar we all are at the same time.
Yes.
So just like you said, my journey is kind of completely opposite of that too. I am a full-time nurse practitioner. I still work full-time at the hospital, yet discovered that despite it being my dream career and having the husband, the kids, the house, the job at, the hospital that I wanted to be at, it still wasn't exactly what I needed. And I've shared this story a lot, but it's the truth. It's what happened. When my oldest was a year old, I still had found time to train for a marathon, a full marathon. And I ran it in about 4 hours, which had been my goal. So like my benchmark of health and fitness, like I was still able to swing it all, being the mom, the NP, and taking care of myself. When my daughter was a year old, I did a half marathon. But I did it in like 2 hours, and we're like, okay, this is good. I was pushing a double stroller. I did all my training pushing both kids. Like it was, they napped.
Crazy.
I trained.
Okay.
But it was still like, okay, I can do it. Right. Well, then I have my third, and they don't really make jogging triple strollers. I'm screwed. Like I had no way to continue. And in my mind, like my mile time was what defined my fitness. And that led to my self-confidence and my attitude and everything. So my youngest was a year old. We had family in town. We did a turkey trot, and I walked the turkey trot. 5K, I walked it. It was super fun. Everybody had turkey paraphernalia on. It was great. But like my heart was broken because I felt like I had lost me. I couldn't run. I had no time. Even though like the Christmas card picture was fabulous. I had these 3 adorable children. I got the husband. Like everything was good.
That's such a perfect line.
Yeah. I mean, the Christmas card was there, but I was empty because I gave to my job, I gave to my family, and then there was nothing left. So I had found this lady who wrote really well and had these blog posts that she talked about just the struggling mom and just the guilt and the cycle that we're all in, and how she had found Beachbody and it was working for her. And I thought, well, shoot, what do I have to lose? So I signed up, and my husband was upset because we have the treadmill, we've got the gym membership, and his response was really, in the most loving way that he could. He was like, get your act together. Like, just go to the gym. And to me, I'm like, okay, that requires finding 6 pairs of socks for the kids, 6 jackets, 6, all of these things, get them in the car seats, check them into the daycare at the gym, go do my workout. We come home later, they've been exposed to all these other kids at the gym daycare. I already felt like I'd had a workout before I did my workout, and it was just way too stressful, not gonna do it. So I'm like, no, I'm gonna do this anyway. We didn't speak for 96 hours. And then he's like, okay, well, we're going to do this. And because then I quickly got back into the habit of working out, and I lost the remaining baby weight that I wanted to, and I had some self-confidence, and I started sharing my journey, and Amber told me, well, you could become a discount coach and I'll give you a free tank top. I thought, why not? I'll just go ahead and keep talking about it, because I was so excited that I had gone from like this completely overwhelmed, drained person to waking up at 4 in the morning, doing my workout, getting to the hospital by 6:30, working all day long, but having energy, and then I slept better at night. I was just feeling better in my own skin. And so I started sharing that. And then I message Amber, and I'm like, okay, you gotta tell me what to do now, because I got people who want to join me, and I have no idea what to do next. And she's like, okay, here we go. Do you know your coach ID? I do not. We're gonna start there. And now, 2 years later, like, I cannot imagine my life without it.
I can't imagine my life without any of you.
Right.
And to be able to escape the polar vortex of the Midwest to come to Florida this weekend, like, we would never have done this.
Right.
We would never have done this without this opportunity.
And you work running into the workouts we do too, right?
I still do run some. I would love to decide, like, it's kind of on my bucket list of doing a full marathon again, utilizing these tools and resources and the products. Like, you guys, I mean, when I was in my running days, like, I never drank anything supplemental. Like Shakeology would have been a game changer. It still might be.
Yeah.
Like we just need to get maybe law school done before.
Yeah.
But it would be amazing, I think, to see
the
just
difference.
you know,
Yeah.
despite being in the whatever age bracket of racers, like I could probably smoke my
Yeah.
time from previous.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep. That's awesome.
Well, my story is slightly similar to yours, but I started coaching like a month after Amber, and I was a mom of 4 at the time, and I came across everyone else like I had it all together. Like that's what I wanted to portray to everyone. But I was a stay-at-home mom running an at-home daycare with our 4 kids, and I just felt really lonely. And I think that's what a lot of us felt right off the bat. And my husband knew it, but he didn't want to like push me or say anything because I think he knew I would get upset. And so he kind of just waited for me to come around. And it was at that time Amber was just like starting to share her story. And I'll never forget just sitting on my couch. I was home alone that night, just put the kids to bed. It was like a rough night, and I just was sitting on the couch crying, and my husband walked in the door. And I think he just knew in that moment I was having my moment, and I just said, I need to do something. I can't feel this way anymore. And then I told him I just read a post from Amber. Like, I didn't know Amber at all. And what she said, it wasn't about her physical transformation. It was about the joy she said she got from it. It was like the inward transformation that I was like longing for. And I said, I want that. And I think he thought, okay, I'm not going to say no right now. And from day one, he has been my biggest supporter. And he was like, okay, then do it. Like, no questions asked. He didn't care how much it costed. He didn't care what it took. He just wanted his wife to be happy again. And so I did it. I had no idea what I was doing. I was not athletic. Actually, I hated working out. I can't say I still love it to this day, but I love what it does for me. And he loves what it does for me. So I didn't really care what it took, and I was going to do it. And he was like, okay, I'll do it with you, which I never thought either. And so he did the first round of the 21-day fix with me. And I hated Shakeology. A couple weeks in, I was like, how's everyone saying like they love Shakeology? This is ridiculous. And then so I reached out to a couple of my friends and fellow coaches, and they're like, just keep trying, try this recipe until I found what I liked. And then it just like clicked. I was like, whoa, okay, I love this. I love this team. I love having someone that's checking in with me. I love the way I'm feeling. I've never had this before in my life. It just kind of all came full circle. And I was like, the number one thing I liked most about it was just the community within the teams, like the small communities that were created. And I was like, I want to pay this forward. Like, I want to share this with other women in my life. Like, I know another daycare mom that would like this. I know my sister would like this. I know my friend. And so that's when Amber said, well, hey, like, you've already, I signed up as a coach right away, too, because I just was like, I'll do anything she says, because I just I want that joy. Yeah, so if that means a discount, sure, that'll save us money. My husband likes that even more. Okay, I'll do it. And then I didn't even think about it, and I think that was the best thing I ever did for myself. I was like, for a long time, when I was in the trenches, I did not want to get over my fears. I did not want to admit that I needed help or any of it. And so when I finally said yes, I went like all in, not knowing what that looked like. And I think that was the best decision I ever made, because I pushed myself, and I was not going to fail. I was not going to let other people think I couldn't do it. I was going to prove it to my husband, to my family. And then along the way, I found myself again. And then here I am, 3.5 years, almost 4 years later. We've grown our family. We adopted an 8-year-old. We had a baby. And now it's impacting the life of like my entire family, my kids, the way we eat. And so I would say for me, like, that has been the greatest blessing. Like, I feel like it's brought our family together more. I feel like because I'm happier, they're happier. And I now just quit my daycare. I was doing daycare for 7 years. I quit that in December so I can just pour into my family and homeschooling my kids. And now I just have like this fire to continue to grow my business and just pay it forward.
Yeah.
For other moms that are in the trenches feeling like,
That's joyless.
yeah, it's like when you add one more thing to your plate that like, helps you actually grow, it's totally worth it. And best decision ever for me.
Yes.
My story is kind of like that, but completely different. Because I was also joyless, but I'm a single person. I mean, I've had a long-term boyfriend for a long time, and am a full-time physician assistant. I thought I had my crap together. Like, I went to college, I got a degree, I got a master's, I have this great job, and here I am, like, with a house and a boyfriend, and everything's great. And then I was like looking around, and I felt that same feeling, and I was just like, what is this like? Is this all? Is this how? Is this life now? Like, am I supposed to be? Yeah, like I'm supposed to be happy now, right? And then, like, I knew I've always had like a passion for like health and wellness and being fit, and I was a cheerleader in college and high school, working out. But I always thought that I could do it on my own. Like, I was far too good for this. I'm way too good for this. That was me. I was that girl. Yeah. And I have been doing Beachbody programs forever, but I did not need a group to do it with. But I wasn't doing it on my own. I wasn't getting anywhere on my own. Like, I was doing Beachbody programs for since the original Insanity came out, and I hadn't lost any weight. I hadn't gotten any like results from it at all. And then finally, a friend that was in Emily's, one of her groups of mine, she's like, you just join our group, just try it. Like, it's fun, whatever. And I'm like, fine, I'm too good for this, but that's fine, I'll try it. I'll try it out. And
try and crack me.
Yeah. Crack me. And so I did, and actually went, and when I do things, I go all in, kind of like Kansas. I'm fine, I'm going to do it, and I'm going to prove to you that.
There's no other option.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so, but I refused, this is such an embarrassing fact. I refused. I still wanted to do it my way, and I didn't want to pay for the Shakeology because that was far too expensive, and it wasn't worth the money or whatever. And so I was actually buying Shakeology off of eBay to save like $20. It was awful. It was
And when did you admit this to her?
Yeah, I didn't know this. I didn't know this.
Right now.
Yeah, at Summit, we had a come to Jesus talk about the psychology.
That's so funny.
And then I was still too good for it. I loved it. I wasn't using it consistently, but then I stopped. I was like, I don't need this anymore. I don't really need this challenge group. I don't need anything. And I quit the challenge group. I quit drinking Shakeology, and I plummeted. I just like went way down, way backwards. And I was like, crap, I do need this. Like, dang, I hate being wrong, and but I'm wrong here. Like, and so and when I kind of came back into it, I was like, gosh, I came back in, and I just went all in again, and I actually lost like 15 pounds. I was feeling great, and a lot of us, it's just like, I can't keep this to myself. Like, this is not.
Get over yourself.
Yeah. Like, and I'm already telling people what I'm already doing it. I'm already doing what a coach does. I'm telling people, I'm having them join our group. Like, heck, I might as well get paid for it. Doing it too. And like, I didn't think when I even first started coaching, I was like, well, I'm not in it for the money. And I don't think anybody really is, but the money is a really nice incentive to have on the side. Like, who doesn't want Target money? I certainly do. I want to get my stuff paid for now, like, we probably don't pay for our Shakeology, like that's one of the main factors in all of this, is that I just get all my stuff paid for now, and I get to help other people. So, and that's kind of, when I went into coaching, I just went all in kind of the same way, and I just said, show me how to do it, I'm going to do it.
How long have you been coaching now?
Since October, a little over a year, October 2017. Yeah.
I'm pretty lucky.
Yeah.
Well, my story is really similar to my upline, which is Kansas. I didn't even know coaching was a thing. I was working full-time as a nurse in surgery, and I'm a pastor's wife, 2 baby girls. I was just lost, though, just like you were. I just felt like I was all alone, and I didn't have any friends, and we were in a new community with my husband's congregation, and I just didn't have anybody. And I remember I was holding my infant daughter, I was nursing her, and I was just scrolling Facebook, and I came across a post of Kansas. I didn't even know who she was, and she was holding up a book called The Husband Project, which is a devotional and about how to be a better wife and how to make God the focus of your marriage. And I just remember her inviting women, just being like, if you want to strengthen your marriage and strengthen your faith and get healthy, join me. And I was just like, oh my gosh, like, it wasn't that I wanted to join her group, but I was like, I want to be her. I want to help women the way she's helping women, because that's so fulfilling. And I just messaged her right away, and I was like, I want to do what you're doing, sign me up, how do I do this? And she was just like, what?
Okay.
she's like, Amber, this girl came out of nowhere.
I had no idea what it was, but I mean, we learned together because everybody was new. Kansas was new, Amber was fairly new, and it was just really fun and exciting. And I didn't have time, and I really don't know how I made the time for it. Honestly, I mean, I was up 4 a.m. doing my workouts, and I started to come alive again. I started to make friends in this business, and I just started to find myself and my passion and my purpose. And I always thought I was going to be a nurse forever, and now I'm not. Now I only work very part-time at the hospital, and I just get to pour into others and help them grow in their faith and their families, and it's just awesome.
I love that. I mean, as you guys are probably hearing, like we're all so similar but so different. Like I relate to so many of you in different pieces of your stories.
Yeah.
And like my biggest thing was I had always envisioned being a stay-at-home mom, and I had really had, I was blessed with having that flexibility with what my husband does, to be able to do that and fulfill that dream. And like a lot of people have already talked about, my biggest thing was I was in it, and like I felt like I had like reached our goal or my goal, and it was just not fulfilling. Like it just wasn't what I had envisioned for myself or our family, and it really was something that started to produce like a lot of negative thought patterns for me, and it was really lonely and really hard, like just like everybody was explaining.
You had the Christmas card photo too.
Yeah, I had the Christmas card photo, like had it all together, and it was just a joke. But growing up like that's kind of how I was taught, right? Like you have it together, you go to school, you get a big job, you work yourself into the ground, you work 10 hours a day, like that's success, right? Like that's the dream. And for me, like as I got into building my own family and my own marriage and my own kids, I'm like, I don't want this. Like I don't want a husband that's gone 80 hours a week. I don't want like to feel so lonely and isolated in my house as a stay-at-home mom with no kind of outlet and no kind of community and no kind of support to help me feel the best from the inside out. And like I had always had these pieces of like an athletic background, like Beth said, and like I always enjoyed working out, but I was super into my head that I could just do it alone. And it became vividly clear when I stepped into motherhood, like I couldn't do it alone. Like I needed community, like I needed people that got what I was doing that could lift me up. And above all, like hold me accountable to my own BS. Like I did a post on it yesterday, but like that's been the most powerful thing of all for me. Like just like making me understand and helping me understand like that I deserve and I am worth going after things outside of just like what's happening in my family. And like I wouldn't have that perspective or that strength inside of me without the people in this room. Like without our team, without our community, like it would not exist. I didn't have it. And that was hard for me, like, because I wanted to push so much towards, things beyond, like, what I was taught in my life. And without this group of people, like, it doesn't exist. And so it's such a powerful thing. Like, it's such a powerful thing. And it's hard when you're in this room and, like, you feel it and you're here. And it's such a powerful thing. And you want other people to experience it because there's so many people in the world that don't have this kind of strength and community. And like you just need it. You need it in your life to be able to reach your full potential. Like it has become so clear to me that you need that in your life. You need it. Yeah. And that's just been the best gift of all for me. And it's something that, like, clearly you can see, like, I'm so emotional and so, like, I have so much passion that bubbles up inside me when I talk about this, but it's because I feel so strongly about paying this forward to people. Yeah. Like, people need this in their life. Like, it is the missing link that so many people don't have. I really strongly believe that. And it's really something that is a gift. And it's just so powerful to be in a community like this for so many reasons. Yeah.
So good.
It's like when I clap after
Should
that.
we hug that out? No, we hug it out.
You gotta cry already.
You're really hard to follow.
Someone else.
I'm kind of the opposite of several of you. I'm trying to think where I should start and not make this too long too. Gosh, it's kind of hard.
I know.
But so I started this because I was 2 months postpartum with my second. We were brand new, like so many of you, to a new community, and
I had a 2-year-old and a newborn, and new in my community, moved far away from my family, and I had always had health and wellness down. I didn't need the help of a program or a product. I have a background in health and nutrition. Running was my jam. Like, that's how I, gauged my physical fitness level, was that mile time. But then I didn't have the time to run, nor the energy, and I lived in Wisconsin, and it's winter there until May, and I just couldn't do it. And so I don't even know how it happened, but there was a post Amber had, because I wasn't on social media, somehow I found it. And she was talking about, just like the 21-day fix, I think, at the time. And my husband, who is as Dutch as they come, I had to campaign for a new pair of tennis shoes the first year we were married. Like, it was like, I said this to him, this is why I need new shoes.
The soul is loose.
He was just like, do it, please, just do it. I need my wife back. I don't know who you are right now. I didn't know who I was. I just lived off cold cereal and ice cream. I tell everybody that. And I knew what I needed to do. I just couldn't do it. And so I bought my challenge pack. I did the 21-day fix. But at the same time that I bought this challenge pack, I signed up to be a coach. And I did not want to do that part. I wanted to be in the group. I wanted to find myself back. But I also signed up to be a coach. And it wasn't because I felt like there was something missing. It wasn't because I felt like I needed more. I was home with my kids. That was all I wanted. I was perfectly content in that. But for weeks, I had been just lying awake in bed thinking about this coaching opportunity. Like I said, I don't even know how I came across Amber's blog post, but I read about it in the Mommy's Me Time Academy, and I just thought about that every single night. And I was like, I don't want to do this. So my parents had come out to visit, and I was sitting on the couch with Tim. My parents were sitting there. They were getting tired of me talking about this and stewing over it. And so I finally just emailed Amber, and she got me set up, and I bought my challenge pack and signed up to be a coach. And after I pushed submit, I looked at Tim and I said, you can't let me quit. I want to quit right now already. I have to make sure I do this for a year. And I don't know why, but I just really feel like the Lord put it on my heart, and it truly was through gritted teeth that I was like, okay, Lord, I'm going to be obedient, because there's times in my life I haven't, and it stinks. So I'm doing this. And I had no idea what to expect, but as so many of you said, it was the most unexpected blessing. It was the community I didn't know I needed, and I love it. I never thought I would love it. I love health and wellness. I love encouraging other people, but I assumed I would go back and teach full time. And I don't think I will. Because I really, really enjoy pouring into the moms. Before it was about the kids in the classroom, and now I look at all these moms who work full time and have to come home, and they want to cook healthy meals for their families, but they have no time to do that. They don't have the mental capacity. It's like, can I help you? Can I make this easier for you so you can do those things? So my mindset has shifted in that a little bit. But my biggest holdup, my biggest hesitation was, number one, the social media.
I'm going to ask you that.
Amber told me, okay, your next step is you need to set up an Instagram account. I don't know what Instagram is. She told me what it was, and I said, yeah, I don't think I'm going to do that.
Hard pass.
I'm going to pass.
Hard pass. And it probably took me a month to finally do it. I had never, I remember the first photo I took of myself, taking my first selfie, I had to hold Jack, because I was like, this is the dumbest thing ever. Pictures of themselves. This is ridiculous. I had to hold Jack. Because up until that point, I was just posting stock photos here and there, Bible verses once in a while on my Instagram, because I was like, this is stupid. I don't want to have this either. But I just,
But you were laying awake at night, and thinking about it, knowing that you had to.
I had to. And eventually, you just work through those hang-ups. Another big thing that was in my head was, I love Jesus, and are women who love the Lord going to think this is really vain and selfish and shallow? And realizing as well, God calls us to take care of our bodies, and to, so we can love love other people better. And it's not something we talk about in Christian circles very often because it's uncomfortable and it does seem shallow and vain, and it's not. So I feel like God's really given me a fire just to, like, I don't know, just to get that message out there that it's okay to take time for you, and it's okay to want to feel good in your skinny jeans, and there's nothing vain about it, and it's about so much more than you. And if you feel like you're awake every single night thinking about this, but you don't want to do it, just push send, and it'll be okay.
Do it anyway.
Well,
Oh my gosh.
Well, I'm certainly similar in that I wasn't going to do it, but mostly I wasn't going to share about it. I was not going to be another person selling something online. I was annoyed by everyone that was already doing that, but I kept looking at the same posts about health and wellness stuff. So I'm a mom of 3 boys, an engineer. My husband's a farmer. We're very busy. I work part-time from home. And after that 3rd baby, I just like couldn't get back to where I was. I've always been a fairly confident person, fairly athletic. I've tried every fad diet like out there. They all work, and then I stop using them, right? And so I tried 21 Day Fix. I liked it. I'd gotten results, but wasn't consistent with it. But after the 3rd baby, I thought, I really need to do this, and I need to go all in. I was drowning. I mean, I could not keep up with my boys. I could not keep up with my work. I was exhausted. My husband was farming 1 million hours a day. We were in a like newer community, and it was a small community, and going from Washington, D.C. to there, it was like, I just was not me, and I missed it. I didn't want to admit it, of course, and went out all in with the program. I signed up as a discount coach because I just want a discount, but I'm telling you, I was way above that. I'm not selling you something. I have a great job, I make good money, but then I got results, and I shared my journey, but it wasn't to find someone to join me. It was because it was accountability for me. But then I was talking about it all the time. I mean, my close friends were like, can you stop talking about this all the time, you know, or do this and make it a job because you're talking about it and we want to join you. And so I finally thought, like, okay, I'd signed up my friends, but I still wasn't going to be I wasn't going to bother people or whatever else. And then I realized I had to get over myself because it wasn't about me. It was, if, Amber hadn't shared what she was doing and a couple of other friends that I'd seen doing it, I never would have done it. And so, stop making it about me and what would other people think about me. Like, she's got a good job, why is she doing this? Because helping people was certainly more glamorous than designing wastewater treatment facilities. So yeah, I just finally realized that I had to do what made me feel good. I mean, obviously the programs and everything else helped my life, helped my relationship with my husband. I felt better about myself. I yell a lot less with my children. I'm more patient. I'm not a very patient person, and that has changed significantly. All because I'm taking care of myself, but also I stick with that because I want to help other people do the same thing. I feel like it's so hard to stop taking care of yourself, and if you have that accountability, that was like the ultimate accountability for me, is having other people looking to me for help. So it's so true. Got over myself, and it's changed our lives dramatically.
I think there's truly something to what you said, that it's not selfish to invest in yourself and want to do this, whether it's getting healthy or building something for yourself as like a coaching business. It's actually selfless, because the more you put into yourself to help others, like the more you can give to others.
And I'm sure you guys all feel the exact same way. But it's wonderful when you get results, but then when you have connected someone and they get results, it's like a million times more.
It's nice. They message you and say, like, this is amazing, just all those things, like,
They feel better.
makes it worth it.
Yes, it's like, this is exactly why I decided to do it.
So
worth it.
Well, I did not even know what Beachbody was. Like, I thought home workouts were like Jillian Michaels, those kinds of things. And I tried those, and I never saw results. And so I worked at a school part-time, and I had my baby in March, and I didn't go back to school that year. And so it was probably like August, and I think I posted a status on Facebook about like working from home because I was set, like, I don't want to go back to work. Like, I don't want to leave my baby. And my husband was like, but Maria, you have college debt. So, like, you're not going to you know, and we had one kid, so paying for daycare was still feasible. And so Bethany had reached out to me like, hey Maria, do you want to be a Beachbody coach? And I was like, no. Like I had tried to, I was a 31 consultant for a while and failed. Like I didn't do well. And so I was like, I'm not going to do that. Like, no. I wanted to work from home, but I didn't want to do that. And so then she was patient, and I don't even know how we conversed again, but I ended up signing up. And so I signed on as a discount coach because challenge packs were on sale, and I was like, hey, my husband is Dutch. He's not going to want me to spend a lot of money. And so I'll take the discount on the Shakeology. And so I signed up and I did challenge groups, and honestly, I was on day 19 of the 21-day fix, and I was like, I'm not really seeing results. I wasn't seeing results. And so I was like, I don't know. I literally almost quit. And then after we did everything, I was like, I feel so much better, my energy level, and then all that. And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to do this. I'm going to share it with other people. And so I started sharing it with other people. And yeah. And now, even if I just help one person, it's worth it because of how it makes you feel from the inside out. And Natalie said, I feel like I'm just a better mom. To my kids, I don't yell as much. Obviously, I still do. But it's just one of those things, my kids and my family need me to do it too because it just makes me better.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so true.
My story was, so I had just had a fourth baby. I have 3 little girls, and then I was a surrogate for my sister, and so I had just delivered her baby, and I was always like Emily, a runner in the past, and I would run with my first daughter in the stroller and then with my second. After I had my third, I couldn't really figure that out, and then after I had a fourth baby, I thought, well, now I'm never going to be in shape.
It's over.
I have no idea what to do now. No idea. So I had only been home from the hospital for maybe 2 or 3 days, and I stumbled across one of Amber's posts, and she had 4 babies, and somehow managed to not only look amazing, but feel really good about herself. And I thought, well, I could try, I guess. The only other thing I've done was run, and that is just not working out for me anymore. So, there
really is a market for triple bob strollers.
They do make triple joggers.
I can't even imagine that.
At that point.
I believe it's called a couch if you want to do
Push it. Oh my God.
So I decided to hop in the accountability group, and the one that Amber was starting happened to start right at my 6-week post-op appointment, and I was like, you know what, I'm going all in. And Mike and I and the girls, we were on vacation that first week, and I was like, I don't care, I'm bringing my Shakeology. I'm going to get up before everyone else and go to the hotel gym, which was a thing I had never done ever. Yeah. I always looked at it as well, vacation just means you just do check out of health and fitness. But this time I went all in, and it was my vacation was that much better, it didn't take away from it, it just made it that much better, and that just gave me so much fire. And I was posting in the group and commenting, and I was really sticking with it, and I thought, well, maybe this will work. And I was loving the Shakeology, so then I signed up as a discount coach. And the better that the more I started feeling better about myself, I just kept feeling like I maybe should share that with people. But I was similar to Bethany, that I thought, well, no, I'm not going to actually be a coach, but it would keep me up at night. I would lay there being well, I kind of do want to talk about it, but no. But then I would wake up and be why am I still thinking about this then? Maybe I should, I just pay it forward, we've all said. It has just helped me feel so much better and so much more confident than I ever was before, that I just wanted to share that with other people. So then I started coaching, and here
How
I
long
am.
did you
and it's been amazing.
go between signing up as a discount coach and then actually coaching?
About 3 months.
Okay.
A little less, maybe 2.5 months. Yeah. But that whole time, I had started 80-day obsession. I was seeing results from that, feeling results from that, and it just seemed selfish to just keep it to myself when I can say, not only do we have these programs and products, but I'm in this community of people that keep me going.
Yeah.
Whereas if I was doing it by myself, I'm not really sure if I would have. So
I think that's the biggest thing about
Right.
Like people can get these products,
Right.
but it's the community that keeps you accountable that
Exactly.
makes all the difference.
Makes it more than just a
Anybody
workout.
could go buy these products online and try them at home.
Right.
But-
Which I
on eBay.
Or eBay, but
Well, like the community, even like as a coach, like Bethany and I have been coaching 3.5 years together, and we coach alongside each other, and we've gone through a lot of life together.
Yeah.
Miscarriages, moving, new jobs, more kids, and I think there were times like when one of us would hit rock bottom, the other would be like, "No, you keep going," and vice versa.
Go make a shake and push play.
Yeah, like I'm here, you're here, we're gonna do this together.
Yeah, maybe.
And I think
Shake
that's
it
the
up.
community we all crave
Yeah.
and want for our challengers. And
For me, I mean, a lot of those story elements are the same, but it started, I think, my background with high school and college. You're always on a, you're on a team. You're into fitness. You have a sporting community, and that was good. And then after college, you don't have it anymore. And it was like, okay, I'm on my own. I was trying to, I landed my dream job out of college, but you don't have that surrounding community. And I remember thinking, like, this is it. Like, this is, I'm going to get my career started right, and it was going to be so good. But I realized I was giving so much of myself into my job that I was just, like, empty. I was, working way too many hours. I was glued to my phone and to my computer. And there was just so much of myself that I was losing in my job that it was like, I need something more. I need something different. And yeah, my sister-in-law was doing Beachbody and these workouts, and I was like, okay, I've done fitness. Like, I go to the gym and I run like way too many miles on the treadmill, and then think I still need to do an hour of lifting. And I was spending my whole nights at the gym, either just trying to get rid of the work world and trying to empty myself of that. That it was like, okay, I'm stuck in a cycle. And I'm going nowhere, and I need to do something more. I need to make this about more than just myself. And so I reached out to Bethany and I said, okay, I see what you're doing. I think I'll give it a try. And I fell in love with it right away. And I said, this is good. This is something different. Like, people need to know that this isn't just some like flash sale, buy something for me kind of thing. Because this stuff, like, the products work, and this is a real community of real people that we just don't get like in our everyday lives. And
It's life changing.
It is. So I started coaching, and for 2 years it was a hobby thing for me. It was, like, this is fun, but I have my full-time job, and like, I'm professional and I need to do this. And it was fine, like, having it as a coaching hobby, it was good for me, and that was good. But it wasn't until this summer, just 6-8 months ago, that I said, okay, this hobby's good, but what if it's something more? Like, I'm reaching out to people now, every now and then, but I said there are a lot of other people that can be impacted by this and can have that same kind of life-changing story that for me it did. And I said, okay, Carly, get over your pride, get over your fears, all those same things that we've listed. And it was like, okay, you need to do this, hit the ground running, like, let's make this work. And it's just been so cool to see how it's changed my professional career too. Like, to have that confidence in my professional career that I don't have to be that same scared person and intimidated all the time. And just to see that it's helped me physically and spiritually and mentally and just in so many different ways. And I mean, you guys have all said it too. It's a community, and there's just a lot of cool things that are happening here that it's inspiring.
Yeah.
And now you can get a workout in 30
Yeah.
minutes or less.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
You don't have to
You're not searching Pinterest for a new move.
Or you can if you want. But you know what to do.
No, I wouldn't be. Like, I don't love working out, but I know that it's good for me. Like,
And that's what being a coach does. Like,
Yes.
when you're a coach, you have to show up if you want your.
I was gonna say because several of you said I signed up as a coach and as a challenge at the same time, and how scary that was, but it probably also made you stay around because
It's the best accountability.
because you have to you have to figure it out. Yeah.
Because who wants to like publicly
You're
fail?
not gonna,
Like,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say you're a coach and then be like, oh yeah, I did that for like 3 weeks and now I'm done.
I would literally never work out
Oh.
if I didn't have women like that were like I'm telling them to work out, so like I have to. Like, but
And then at some
I don't.
point you just it clicks.
It clicks. And you're like, because it becomes a habit and a discipline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think it's important to know that the working out part of it is such a small percentage
Yeah.
of our days.
Right.
Yeah.
The job is to love on people. It's kind of great.
Yeah.
And I think
yeah.
that's important to know. Is that like none of us knew what we were doing
Right.
when we
Right. We
started.
weren't experts.
Nobody
Yeah.
was an expert.
No.
Like we
I
all
need some
felt
people.
lost. We were like, okay, we don't know what we're doing, but
But
I
we
need
tr-
to
I just
do
wanna
this.
love people.
I want to love
Yeah.
on people. I
And
want
we
to share.
trusted this is what we were supposed to be doing.
Right.
Yeah.
That there was a bigger
Purpose.
calling behind our,
Yeah.
you know, the chances that we all ended up in this group. I mean, I really don't think it was by chance.
Yeah.
And we
No.
could go to bed every single night knowing, like, okay, I lived with purpose today. I made an impact.
Yes,
Like,
purpose.
yeah.
I think it's just so fun to hear how different we all are, but yet at the same time, like we've all said, it's just that craving for community. And there's enough of each of our story that relates to each other that we grow because we talk to each other because we trust each other, but at the same time we learn so much just because we are different. And I don't know, it's just so fun.
We have to have a big team hug.
I need a big team hug.
I really
Okay.
think that's
Well,
what's
the fact
next.
that we can come into a house not really knowing each other and have a ton of fun and get along and
Yeah.
be very different, but it's just incredible.
It is.